now that we have the molecular biology, we can say that the parts of the cells of animals and plants that we recognize, the green parts we recognize for photosynthesis in algae and plants, the colorless part, the mitochondria we recognize that are doing the breathing, that are taking in the oxygen, in the case of the animal cells, the plant cells, and the protoctist cells, that these bodies did begin by symbiogenesis. They are products of symbiogenesis. They did begin by symbiosis. They were actually the results of very different kinds of organisms, respiring and fermenting and photosynthetic, very different kinds of organisms living together, such that when they were living together, they left more offspring than when they were separate. And that these kinds of symbiogenetic events, that is the living together of organisms with very different abilities that lead to really new tissues, new organs, new forms, to me is a much more, it's not a much more important, it is the major mechanism of change in the fossil record and in evolution, so that life is a connected phenomenon through space. There's no such thing as a fully independent organism, because every organism requires food to be delivered and waste to be removed, so that it's a system on the surface of the Earth. Now, our view of man apart from nature, man exploiting nature, man taking a forest for cash value of crops, has got to change, because that is, of course, the basis of the environmental crisis. We have to recognize that it is the forest that sustains the huge quantities of water that are brought from the ground into the air, and that maintains the relative humidity that's absolutely necessary for us. No organism, no animal, no plant, no bacterium can go through its life cycle in a normal fashion in less than 30% humidity. We never pay attention to the fact that the humidity in the air is being produced by the organisms like the plants in this greenhouse and, of course, like the tropical forests.